On today. Hope everything is good with you and yours. Hope everything is good with you and yours. It's like here, like it like this, but for the sake of what it is, you already know. Now, the first thing we're gonna do right now, we're gonna do healing. I want you to hold your hands up. Let me shoot the healing energy to you. I'm gonna shoot it to your head. I'm gonna shoot it to your brain, your eyes, the cells in your body, your face, generating from the ethers energy towards you. Feel these energies, accept these energies, and become one with us, the ethers, the Etherians, those who come here are visitors on this planet. And we have knowledge supreme, knowing. The knowledge is that which was had and put in perspective to this lifestyle on earth. The knowing is to give you so you will excel out of it. Feel the energy. And I want you to do this to yourself. I want you to project energy all around you, all around your body, all around your environment. I want you to hold your hands up and I want you to think about your family, your children, your auntie, your uncles. And we'll explain the mother, the dad, those who were here and those who have gone and come back as children. And now they're despised, division. And this what is going down. You can feel that energy on your face. You could feel it going through the back of your neck. You could feel it going through your heart, to your groin and your chakras, to your feet. Healing yourself, massaging yourself, feeling the energies. Stop being lazy. Stop being programmed to destroy yourself and everything else. Be active and supreme. Not worried. That's what it is. Today we're going to talk about distractions. And what happens is people are distracted by entertainment. Entertainment got them distracted. The people that you're watching in Hollywood, those are doomed. The doomed people, the actors, those who went against the scriptures, those who conform to the teachings of a system that keeps you tied up, bound, keeps you worried, afraid, and scared. I could take you to that we say called Jesus, but that's also been infiltrated by those who see it was a money game. Like Steve Harvey said, it's a money game. It has nothing to do with black. It has nothing to do with white. Because both black and white are just political statements. These are words engineered to fool you, to trick you, to get you emotional, just as the church. The information is history. It has nothing to do with the present. It has nothing to do with your unity and how to be strong. And those who were teaching was basically thought to be shut down. But no, it wasn't shut down. It was their time to get their ass in the back of the line and learn from that which took precedence or was taking precedent now. And those who strong hold and strong held a position of authority and find themselves not knowing because they had knowledge. Knowledge and knowing is two different things. And those who are fact finders and base their whole life, their earnings, their money in the money game as being the best fact finders, the best orators, those who lied now have to pay the penalty. Because the truth was given long time ago. It was the opening of the seven seals in 1970. How old are you now? How old is your mother, your grandmother? Are they still here? Yes, they are. Why? Because if you learn right, you know that energy cannot be destroyed. So they are still here, but where are they? Despair. That is the true despair. Despair is not the fact that you claim you're coming from a land that is called Africa, a land that was named land that we will separate. We will go in and divide it. We will conquer it. We will slice it up like a piece of cake. And we will let them fight each other. We will start wars in different tribes because we are a different type of people. We will use them to kill themselves. We will start coups. We will start revolutions because the system that they was living in was not right at all. They were coming out of an animalistic nature. The truth came in the form of the scriptures. Yes, people use the truth to hide the truth. They chop off certain things about the truth and put in their lies. They take the position from those who were rightly supposed to be adhered to that position. But it's okay because they too will fall off. Once you err off the proper path, that's called civil law in Islam. It's called the narrow road in Christianity, and it's called other things by other people. Once you leave the truth, you will speak the subject of truth, but you won't have the information to back it up. So we had, and we still do have, some great people doing great things. But they also have to get at the end of the line so we can go ahead and go forward. It's like certain people, they see the masses, or say a big 18-wheeler, and they would have the nerve to go in front of it just to get to the exit. Instead of let me go past, get behind it, and go up the exit. They want to take that chance. It's like you have people on motorcycles, daredevils, riding 6, 7, 18, vroom, vroom, right? But it only take one mess up, one dip in the road, one of those people to err. And what happens is that whole thing falls down. My job was to wait and for once speak, clear the air, and separate. And those that's on what we call, what is called now agreeable or disagreeable, but what we need to do for the situation that we in here and around the globe. When disagreeable and agreeable came at first, it had to do with one person's thought, because that was the only one that was capable at that particular time. These are facts. But as we got stronger, the seed was planted, the seed was watered by many people, those who were greedy, those who were in vain. They watered the seed, and people contributed to them funds and monies, and they got conformed to the materialistic ways of life. They started to separate themselves from the ghetto and put themselves in the position aligned with those who are not like us, or he, not me, or E, not me, or enemy, the enemy. We were taught certain things by those who had love because we had the same melanation. We had the same gravitational pull. But what happened was those who had the melanation was treated so bad that they was afraid to come out and speak. They wanted to be accepted by a system that will never accept them. A system that's looking for them to make a change. And while they don't make a change, the system continued to do what they do, because they also were programmed to destroy themselves and everything around them. So I do give big ups to those who claim that they're doing something by mentioning, but at the same time, you're still feeding. They call it the six ether forces. You're still feeding those negative forces. You're still helping those. You go out to Cracker Barrel, you eat. You're looking real foolish. You go out to Denny's, you eat. You're looking even stupid. You go to IHOP. You go to all these places that you eat instead of establishing the discipline that you need to overcome the traps that's outside your environment. First, you taken and divided your apart. So now you proud of that. You're willing to get an apartment. The word apartment is apart, and the word meant, it represents money, right? But it also, the W and the M is the same symbol. It's upside down. So basically, it says you went apart. Apart from what? Something that you didn't know, which is called tribe, or B3. TRIBE. The B, tri, is the 3. The 3 was 33 and 33 and a third of yourself, 33 and a third of your mother, 33 and a third of your father. You, a new duplicate of them, as they come to spice what? And this is what this is here. If you can see, you see this coming here, that coming in. It's the same thing as 3, which is the same thing as the N, and the same thing as the pyramid. We have other symbols for the tri, or the 3 and 1, which are also called Trinity. You are the Trinity, and could be explained many different ways. But the fact that entertainment is entering the detainment. Detainment is the lockup. It's like you're detained. You're mentally detained. And they use the image of others, or what they call actors, singers, you see, dancers, models. They use all types of people that's not teaching you what you need to do. In short to come, I will show you by example what is needed and how we can overcome, how you can overcome the tricks and trap of those who oppress you, those who have put you on the wrong path, a conveyor belt, and put you in an age bracket. So when you get a certain age, you have been tricked so bad. You don't have longevity. You don't have good health. It's so many things that you do not have. So you crumble. You don't have the unity. First of all, you're not holding and locking arms and walking proudly. So you say, well, what is the message that I give to you? You are being tricked by people in the entertainment business. Those who walk up there to get that trophy, right? You have Oscars, which is our scars for all the hurt that they do mentally, physically. Then you have Grammys, which is the five-pointed star that captures, that's turned around and used as the political system called the 5 Ps that we'll talk about later. So you have all these gatherings that you look up to, instead of establishing that was passed to us from father to child, from mouth to ear, that we call realignment religion or religious, that would lead us to our high story of what we call spirituality. The spiritual is the holy of who we truly are, the energy in that body that you are. You're not that body. And what they have done, they have made you think that your body is you. You're not that body. The body belongs to what they call Ki, Gi, Tamut, and all these different names for the living organism called the earth. The earth is a living organism that has blood, that is called oil, that has water from the sea, the lakes, the streams. Then you have what they call minerals. You have the wind that protects it. You have the insects that she also give herself to, as far as the material, the matter. This is where the mother comes from as matter. But the mother that's matter is also a living soul. This is where the earth in its physical form or its dense form, and the spiritual realm in its gaseous form comes together. And you can see that with a block of ice, water, and vapors from the ice, H2O, which they call water, which is actually M-A-T-E-R, matter. And then from matter, then they go to the principles of Ma'at on another level. So the fact that you're separated, you're being picked off and being fed dumb, okay? Things that's not relevant to your success. Things that are not relevant to you raising up and acknowledging things that's not relevant. You're being detained. You're being detained when you don't have the right information and you overeat. Now, your body starts to grow outside your body frame. When you don't exercise and have full range of motion, your body starts to lock up with arthritis, which is the first sign of rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is the it. Arthritis is that which you endure because of your laziness. So now, you're overweight, and if somebody tell you, then you're mad. But that's being mad is only an emotion that you want people to feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. You need to get up and do what you do. Your knees is messed up. Your heart has cholesterol, which means that it's too much junk. It's too much things you're eating. You see, you're eating unnecessary. You're eating not for fuel and for strength. You're eating because you're afraid. So you want to go to sleep. Sleep is the sister to death. You're really trying to die when you have to eat. Then you're taking chances like Russian roulette when you go to a restaurant, don't know these people, and think they're going to treat you right. They only want your money and your presence, which is your etheric energy. So you recharge these people in these gatherings. This is why you have what we call Juma, that is called falsely fellowship, because each one of you is a ship, but that's not taught to you in the processing center, programming center. That's called education. Education from two words: edit, conversation, written by one who the author, nobody says, they become the authority. They take that authority, put it in a book, put a title on it. The title, T-I-T-L-E, makes them the elite, give themselves a title as teaching you, or professor, or scholar. You accept that, and now you beneath them because they have come with a frequency called words. Words put you in a mood. So now they have put a spell on you through words, and now you're looking up to them because you lost your divinity. That's how simple it is. Now, did we know this before? No. Was it said? Some of it. In its clarity? No. Why? Because it wasn't their job. So when people try to stop me from doing the work that I came to do, they only stop themselves and their duplication. Because you say you have children. That's a word they gave you. You don't have no children. You have duplications of yourself, or that self, because the self is not in ownership. You don't own it. You don't own those children. You were supposed to pass on, and that's what passion was about. Passion was to pass the information, the I, on. Pass on. They say passion, or it's passion, or pa Zion. You see, there's many ways you can explain it, but just to get it so you can have it and utilize it, it was passed our information on to those who proceed after those who were here at the time. Now, those who left, big shout out to all. People say rest in peace, sleep in peace. That's because you're very, very ignorant. You're ignorant because you ignore the truth. You want to accept something and be conformed to the teachers that's not even real. Just like you say you're black. You're not black. Black is the word block, or be LAC, be lacking. White is we hot, we hit, we hate. So diversion. So now you have diversion about people in the acting business. It went from OJ, where he used to run across the hurdles, and then he run to the rental cars. Maybe you don't know, but ask those that was before you. Then you have Michael Jackson, right? And then you had other leaders, and they talking about his or their sexual activity for you to get emotional because you're jealous because you couldn't do it, didn't do it, or you didn't feel it was right because of the teachings that you got in the programming school, be it public, private, be it middle school, junior high, high school, or college. College is college. College is collage where people come together, collage, and they take the best of the best that's been programmed from the 12 years gradually or gradual processing you away from your true self. So yes, there is a difference between the teachings in 1970 and then what happened in 1977 that didn't want to be acknowledged, but it was told to chill, just chill. Let me do this. Let me do this. But sometimes if you slow, you blow. If you fast, you bust your ass. And a lot of people, through tradition of passing from father to son, father to son, father to son, when they didn't know that the sun was not the light. The night was called Noor. So if somebody came and said they was Noor, and somebody came and said it was sun, and then the sun had to be interpreted as the light, there's something wrong with that. So the sun, the true reason for, they say the sun was the soon to come. You see, hoping that this masculine energy, this force, will be the one to take people out of their misery, bring them up, replenish, which is called salvation, from the word sal and action. The U is not the. It's not pronounced the. The U is pronounced up. So you got sal, U-A-C. That's action, action, action. So it's not salvation, it's the soul's action. As the soul understands by way of the membranes connected to what we call the ether or the mental plane. So you have the spiritual, the mental, and the physical. So this is the part that was missing out of the royal circle. You have Egyptology, you have Islam, Christianity. Before Christianity, you had Hebrew, Judaism, then you had Christianity, and then you have the offshoots of that, Confucius, Buddhism, and other isms as we were taught. So we were all taught something that was relative to us all coming together as one force, what we call the all. being in the all, not saying, well, you're better than me, I'm better than you. Because the things that you're looking for, you're 100, but you're 100 for your presence, you're 100 for what you detected in your environment. Certain people were taught to study, and we talk about the genes too, but the genes, like I said, you have tradition. Tradition was from father to son. The son became the prince. The son became the new one. So when that son didn't do it, it was the next one and the next one. But tradition was ending. And those who were touched knew that. So he said, okay, you go ahead, my son. You're going to find out that a lot of information is weak. That's why it's not getting nowhere. And one part is appreciation. So now you can start to appreciate. You can go to the other side. You can get agreement with certain people, but that's not going to give you what you need. What's going to give you what you need is when you stop. When you start teaching about the healing process of the earth and the inhabitants of the earth. When you start using what they call your chi, your sukum, or whatever name you want to call it, your solar energy, when you start using that, when you start to respect your parents, because they know not what they do, they did the best they could, and it's your job because that's you. So when you do wrong to your parents, you're doing wrong to yourself. When you do wrong to somebody else's parents, right, and you rise to the next level, you see, you're doing wrong to yourself. You see, as we are one. But you may not feel it because of the programming. They taught you what they call friendly competition. Friendly competition was games and play. The word games from the word gamming or jamming. The G and the J is the same symbol. It's just that the J is elongated by what they call, the tool was the pliers, you see, and the pliers lie with liars. So each alphabet was created to put a certain frequency to give you a certain feeling, emotion. That's why they give you a definition. You see, how you should take this word, what this word means to you. And this was by those engineers like Webster and Funk and Wagner, and anybody else that helped in the formation of these sounds or these symbols turning into words and give you the definition on how it should be programmed, called the spell. Spell this, spell that, which means you're now under the spell. So when you give your child the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the rest, you're giving them away. You're giving them to other people because you didn't take time to study and to give them the words that they would need so they would be able to not be under the spell of someone else that's called a teacher or a professor or a pastor or a lawyer or a judge or anybody. A person come in your face to give you something or to take something away. And I come with both. I came to give you back your truth and to take away the lies. As those that was before me who gave me the gift on their level, I took it to a whole nother reality by being faith, collecting the evidence that was not seen, and living a lifestyle to make right what was wrong. Not make the wrong right, but make the right take over the wrong. So today, you still in the television, but now they call it cable, or able, Cain's able to do it, and you're emotionally listening to the woman, the womb, the tribal leaders who are programmed wrongly, and they're emotional about this or that. They have not stopped at the Sabbath. They have not made atonement for their wrongs. Okay, what wrong has a woman done? A woman has done wrong when she takes birth control, when she's controlling birth. Instead of having discipline, she takes chemicals in her body. These chemicals are intoxicants and poisons that disrupt the system. She doesn't own that body. It says to multiply. It doesn't say to decrease. The function of having sex is six. Sex is the word wa, which means joining. This is in from mouth to ear from the timeline of this 6,000 years, which some say 10,000, whatever. But we've been here many, many years before that, but that's something that you have not been able to see because you've been programmed. So it's okay. But when you have an abortion, you are a killer. You killed that child. So you're still paying for that. When you ejaculate and take out and all this food, all these brings about penalties. So you have to say about the temptation, lead us not into temptation and deliver us from all evils. And if you did something to someone else, forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive our trespasses in the law of the Most High. And that's what people don't realize. It's certain things that was told to those that preceded you that you called by title other names, and they took these names and went on a tantrum. I'm your mother. I brought you here and I will this. No. Mother means me out of her. The M is me, OT, out of her. You came out of her. She does not own you. Okay? She demands respect, but she's programmed improperly. Your emotions and not your intellect feed into that because of your programming. And now that's what I'm here to let you know. Your father, that's just a word. You call him dad, D-A-D, which means to add on. He's the seed carrier. Okay, he came from the mother, so he's not the origin. What your eyes see is the reality of what is, would be. So you say man came first, but first is not zero. You have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, which is the zero, which is the cipher, which is the whole thing. That is the womb man, the circle. He's the squire or the square, the first, the fierce, the protector. See, so he puts you in an environment and you looking to, he has captured you. He has made you submissive. Sub meaning below him on earth. And that was due to trade. And that's trade came tradition. You see, from trade came from tradition. And the trade was the hunting he being out there with other people, other groups of people, other tribes of people, and they said, well, you know what? We gonna come together and we're gonna forget about them. And we're gonna become gentlemen. And we're gonna be gentle amongst each others. So he was gentlemen and they did things, and we're not gonna go through that, but they went outside and went against the natural process of woman being the tribal leader. And the leader, period, is not something that, oh, me, your mother. No. Leader means L-A, the A, the aider. She was to aid you. So they wrote writing, they wrote scriptures. Writing is an invention. Before writing, they were speaking. And then before letters, which means let tears, let you be emotional, it's letters, symbols called letters, was hieroglyphics or was holographics. You see? So they changed a lot of things. Now getting back to the subject was that you were being entertained by liars, those who live by the script that other people write for money, which is the tickets for them to, it's a money game now. Now it's a money game. I'm not going to say the name because that person led you into the slaughter. They made him a small king. He's thinking that he's rich, right? Just like those that preceded him, the actors, they thought they was on a whole nother level because they didn't stop at the Sabbath. So all those who stop at the Sabbath, all those who come together in unity at the Juma, that's something that's good. That's something that we can still utilize. That's something that's not gonna go out of date, okay? Because that's something that was for this period of time, okay? And those who went back to Egypt and started getting more clarity, that's a good thing too. So now the whole thing is that we have to get into the now. And the host of the planet will show you. And as you hear, you will see. Don't get spooky. Now, it's another movement coming out, and they saying that they worship the sun. You're absolutely wrong, son. You're wrong. We never worship the sun. It appeared that we worship the sun. To those who did not have extrasensory perception, and those who were told to do certain things at certain times, the reason was because certain times of the day have certain energy. Just like you say, it's three suns. It's not three suns. It's three phases of one. And that sun was created by a force. And that force is in us. So the reminder of us getting back to ourselves is called prayer. Prayer is pre-air or before the air, or mental telepathy. So don't say you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. One day you're Hebrew, one day you're Christian, one day you're this. No. That was the way one person decided to make it happen when it was other options. And it was allowed by the Galactical Confederation, if that's what you want to call it. But it was allowed because of the strong arm that was put down to stop what we said. Well, it was told. You go ahead. You want to listen? You go ahead. But you're not going to have longevity. You're not going to have longevity. You go ahead and do what you need to do. But so the first thing, I'm new school, not old school, new school. And I'm here, they call not new Abu, but new Abu. Different pronunciation. Same, you know, same way, same frequencies to get the people right. So we're gonna end this here because I want to hear it myself. But the spirit comes through me. Different spirits come through me. Spirits come through you, and it was told to you. The other spirits came through other people, and basically, we're all in agreement. It's time to move on. It's time to add on. Um, if you notice, you may see something you recognize up there. You know, there's the Ankh, which is the key towards, in, and before, and after, and through. And you see the rest. So it's about that time. Don't play yourself.